Donald Trump, the former US president, was dethroned unceremoniously. Not long ago, he ruled the roost on social media. He was the hottest topic of discussion every day of the week. His supporters saw him as their savior in the face of a leftist democratic order, which threatened to steal their livelihoods and their right to free speech. But soon, this president fell prey to the cunning foxes, those who advocated freedom and liberty, but in reality violated it all to suit their agenda. Liars, fraudsters among politicians, and big tech stole right to free speech of the president and censored him to end his most powerful medium of communication with America. But he's not done, and he's coming back in a bigger and a better way. In a way that would force the mainstream media no choice but to listen and to broadcast what Trump has to say. And all this will happen not in 2024, but in 2022 itself. Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Diksha, and in this video I will tell you about Donald Trump contemplating an interesting way to make the ultimate comeback. Let's begin. Donald Trump might be the House Speaker come 2022. We're not saying this. In fact, the former president himself considered this a very interesting idea. Social media is replete with reports of Trump running for a House of Representatives seat and propelling the Republicans to wrest control of the House by a wide margin. The GOP has made no secret of the fact that it wants to put up a formidable opposition to the Biden administration, and to do that, it needs the House of Representatives under its control. During an interview on Friday afternoon with VRAinsider.com, far-right radio host Wayne Allen Root suggested Trump run for Congress in a bid to wipe Biden out. The radio host was heard suggesting, why not, instead of waiting for 2024? And I'm hoping you'll run in 2024. But why not in 2022 for the United States Congress? Then you become the Speaker of the House, lead the impeachment of Biden, and start criminal investigations against Biden. You'll wipe him out for his last 2 years. Donald Trump was impressed with the idea. The former president said, "That's so interesting, it's very interesting." He then said that Root's idea might be better than the suggestion that he run for the Senate. So now we know that too is on the table. Now, with the kind of public support that Trump's purported candidature for House Speaker is getting, it is really not a very far-fetched idea to picture Trump as the successor to Nancy Pelosi. Republicans must realize that in the absence of a strong candidate and potential presidential face for 2024 polls, them taking control over the House of Representatives would be a Herculean task. However, the Trump campaign and his tremendous MAGA support base rallying behind the Red Party might just prove sufficient for Republicans to install the majority in the House. The Speaker strategy was previously touted by Steve Bannon, who told a group of Boston Republicans in February that Trump should run for Congress in 2022. Back then, Bannon said, "We totally get rid of Nancy Pelosi, and the first act of President Trump as the Speaker will be to impeach Joe Biden for his illegitimate activities of stealing the presidency." So, it is not as if the idea of Trump running for House Speaker is an entirely new one. Instead, within the Republican Party, the consensus seems to be increasing that they need to rally behind Donald Trump if they want to emerge out of Biden presidency in one piece. And while the problem in the Republican camp can be easily resolved, the ones which have now begun haunting the Biden administration and Democrats are simply astronomical. The mere thought of Donald Trump as the House Speaker would sound like a reason enough for Joe Biden to simply resign. Every top Biden official and every Democrat in the United States is well aware of what Donald Trump would do to them as House Speaker, especially keeping in mind what Nancy Pelosi did during the Trump presidency. Already, the Republicans are on the lookout for reasons for impeaching Joe Biden, and Hunter Biden's business dealings in Ukraine and China promise to threaten the very foundation of his father's presidency. Just like Nancy Pelosi got Trump impeached in the House, the Republicans are looking to do the same to Biden as well. And as poetic as it can get, Donald Trump seems slated to lead the effort as the House Speaker. Donald Trump has only recently been vindicated on his Wuhan virus theory. It has been established now that there is much credibility to the novel coronavirus indeed being artificially engineered. So winning the support of the Republicans for running for the House will not require a gigantic effort on his part. Prior to 2024 presidential polls, which Donald Trump has told his advisors he is keen to contest, becoming the House Speaker would really give the former president an incredible opportunity to dominate the headlines while battering the Democrats. He will also be at the forefront as the House Speaker of exposing Democrats' malpractices and the Biden administration's blunders. All in all, Donald Trump as House Speaker is a very promising proposition and should be transformed into a reality without any reservations. The United States needs a formidable opposition right now, and Donald Trump needs to lead that right fight.